Hello, welcome to Pop Along RC, the RC car channel dedicated to RC car racing, and I am here at the West London track. There was a lot of rain yesterday, thunder shower warnings and all sorts, and when we arrived this morning there's quite a lot of water on the track, but we've all been out trying to clear the track. The hoovers there sucking up the last couple of puddles, and it's almost time to get out on the track. My cars of choice today, first of all, I have the Tamiya XV01. This has got the rally tyres on because I've been using it for rally. The reason I bought this is just in case it was raining when we arrived. I was going to take this out and just have it as a sort of play car while the track's drying out. Then over here we have my son's TT01. So this is Iconic Cup spec. It is down geared at the moment because I want him to get used to getting around the track before we speed the car up. Then for a bit of fun, I have got this, the XV02 RS Pro. I ran this over at the Bedford track recently, which was good fun. So I'm just going to take that out for a little bit of a play. But this is the car that I need to focus on today. So this is my TT01 Iconic Cup spec RC car, which I am going to be running. So I need to get some tyres on there and basically get it all set up. I've now put in the Fly Sky radio, but I need to see how it goes on the track. A regular follower to the channel, you will know that last year I was running my MO3 and MO5s in the Iconic Cup, which means I have not run my TT01 outdoors for over a year. So therefore, I'm now having a little dig out of some of my tyres. So I've got choices today. I've got Rush 32s, run those over at the Hearts Club. We have got some worn Rush 28s there. I've got some Sweep worn 28s there. I think that's another set of Rush tyres. So the main purpose of today is to get my son racing around the track here at West London. He's booked in for the Iconic Cup this year. He's running in the stock class, and he hasn't run here since the King of Clubs a couple of years ago. When he did run here, he managed to break his car every single time, because at this track the outside barriers of the track are actually metal. They don't move, they are pretty solid, and he was used to running indoors with plastic guttering that had a little bit of give when he crashed. So here the track, although it's a lot more open and it should be more forgiving, if you do hit the outside barriers there is no give whatsoever. So we've had a little walk of the track. We're going to focus today on slow is fast, trying to get round without crashing, and then hopefully he'll be a little bit more prepared and a little bit more relaxed about racing in the Iconic Cup in a couple of weeks' time. Sun is now shining. The track is almost ready to go on, and I've got quite an interesting car here. Now, if you've seen our series that we did on the Team Powers SNRC cars, Mark and I both got hold of one of these and we took them racing, and we did a whole series go into the King of Clubs and also Rug Racers. But we have got here a new car from SNRC, the Team Powers, and this is the MTS version 4 Dolphin. Now this is a fronty, so therefore it's running a 17.5 turn just stock motor, and we've also got the XR10, I believe that's the just stock ESC in there. Servo wise, it's gone with a Power HD R12S, and do you know what, it's a really nice looking car. We've got some really nice damping there. In terms of the front end and the way it works, if you can try and look in there, we have got a geared diff. Let me just come around this way. We have the geared diff in here, which has a short belt to your spur gear and pinion gear. So there's loads of weight all up the front there in front of the tyres. Running the stock tyres for the fronty series that we run here in the UK. And then looking down here, running the Fly Sky radio gear there, and I've saved it till last because it is very nice. Let's take a closer look at the rear end of this car, and this is where it gets the name Dolphin, because it has these fins at the back, and as you can see there are no shocks here. We've just got one shock centrally on the car, so it is a really unique, interesting design. It looks really nice actually, a little bit of extra weight in there as well. But this rear end, I've never seen anything like it, to be honest, especially in the touring car scene. So here we are. AJ has literally got the whole track to himself. So we're going to get some quality practice time in. The track is clear. It's all yours, AJ. Off you go. So in terms of cars, AJ was running actually all the cars. He was running the TT01, which is his main car. But I also let him have a play with the XV, and this is the XV02, which he's running here on the track. The car isn't really set up for outside, but it was a great opportunity for him to get practice running around this track and trying different cars, trying different setups, and basically getting some race experience. So keeping it as clean as possible without making too many mistakes. He really did progress as the day went on. I had the luxury of pitting with Stephen and Phil from Chimera Model Sport, and they were lending me a hand, talking me through my laps, helping me to dial in my racing lines, talking through sort of where I can pick up time, where I was losing time, talking about how I can control my throttle, my braking, and generally giving me as much advice as possible to help me improve my lap times. So I will be running this exact car at the Iconic Cup in 2 weeks' time. So it was a great opportunity for me to get some practice in. So hopefully I can do quite well. But I also spent quite a lot of time looking at the lines that they were taking around the track, looking at where they were making ground up on me. And as I say, they were helping me out all day long. They even let me drive this car around the track, which was a very interesting experience. So in terms of the car, top speed wise, not really any faster than mine, but it did handle a lot better. I was running their stick radio, and I tend to run on a wheel, so it was a little bit alien for me, but I was getting the car around okay. Obviously not as quick as these guys do. So Stephen came up onto the rostrum with me, and he was talking me through exactly what to do, where to sort of turn in and things like that, just to sort of dial in my lap times. But most of the work was actually done in the pits. So once we'd finished out on the track, looking at how the car behaved on the track, I actually let them have a go of my car, and they made some suggestions as to how I can make the car behave a little bit better on the track. Most of the work done was with the shock setup, and obviously I was running my new radio. I was running the Fly Sky radio with this car, which I haven't done before, so therefore had to adjust all my endpoints, make sure it was balanced so it was turning left the same as it was turning right. And I went through the process. We got to the track at about 8 o'clock, just gone 8 o'clock in the morning, and didn't leave till 4. So it was a full day of practice, of racing, running the cars, making changes. And this is something that I don't tend to do. Mark, Pro Racer Mark, is all about making tweaks and changes. Right, yeah. Whereas normally I get the car and I throw it on the track and just run what I brung almost. But I took the opportunity to learn from these guys, and hopefully I'm going to be able to perform a little bit better at this year's Iconic Cup. Now, ideally, I'd like to say that the changes that were made to my car and what I learned from today's racing lines might mean I'll be able to give Mark a run for his money now. And yeah, we're about to go out on the track for my last run to see how much better this car looks on the track. Mr. Lander and Phil are working on my TT01. So they have been giving me lots of advice and tips all through the day, and hopefully my TT01 is going to be a little bit more competitive this year. We've made quite a few changes to my sort of box stop car, but okie doke.